Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome. Today we will be working from my Celtic Goddess Oracle deck, and there are 34 cards in the deck. And after shuffling and cutting the cards, the one that came up for us this week is Cerridwen, Dark Goddess of Transformation, Inspiration, and Knowledge. She's best known as the mother of Taliesin, the greatest of all Welsh poets. But her story is much older and runs deep. Cerridwen, also known as White Sow or White Crafty One, has many other names: Dark Moon Goddess, Great Mother, White Lady of Inspiration and Death, Goddess of Nature, and Grain Goddess. She rules the realms of death, fertility, regeneration, inspiration, magic, enchantment, and knowledge. When Cerridwen appears for you, know that transformation, rebirth, poetic inspiration, and spiritual growth are at hand. Something needs to change, to die in your life, so that space is created, allowing new growth to begin. With this new growth, she brings abundance, and the entire womb of potentiality is open to you. So embrace the fires of transformation. Though difficult, they certainly can move us into a better place. Cerridwen, as a powerful underworld goddess, is the keeper of the cauldron of knowledge, inspiration, and rebirth. She emerged from an Irish lake, which always signifies the underworld, disguised as a giantess named Cimidin Cimdiovol, I probably said that wrong, with her husband Lasar. The Irish were terrified of their power and violently expelled them from Ireland. The Welsh king, Bran the Blessed, offered them safe harbor in exchange for Cerridwen's magical cauldron. That cauldron has the power to resurrect the corpses of dead warriors which were placed in it. And we will see how that falls into place in another story of King Bran and his sister Branwen that we'll talk about at another time. But the cauldron is a very central image in the Celtic mystery tradition. There are three cauldrons: the cauldron of transformation, the cauldron of rebirth, and the cauldron of inspiration. Cerridwen's cauldron combines all three into one quintessential cauldron. Cerridwen, as the keeper of this archetypal cauldron, represents the womb of the goddess from which all life manifests into this world. She labors continually at her cauldron, stirring up the forces of inspiration, divine knowledge, and the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. She is the wheel of life. In the story of Cerridwen and Gwion Bach begins with Cerridwen's desire to transform her son, who was born blighted with ugliness, into a being of great wisdom. For love of her son, she used her magic cauldron to brew up an elixir that would deliver Awen, the source of knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration, to her unlucky child. This potion had to be stirred for a year and a day, so she hired a helper, Gwion Bach. But accidentally, on the day that the brew was ready, a drop flew out. A drop of Awen fell on her assistant, Gwion Bach, who immediately possessed all knowledge of what had been and what would be. And he knew that Cerridwen was going to be very angry, so he immediately took flight. And she was angry. She pursued Gwion Bach, wanting to kill him. But during the pursuit, many transformations occurred for both. The first being Gwion Bach's transformation into hare and Cerridwen's into a greyhound. Finally, he turned into a grain of corn and was eaten by Cerridwen as a hen. But that was not the end, as Cerridwen became pregnant and Gwion Bach was born anew. Ultimately, this reincarnation of Gwion Bach became the greatest Welsh poet ever, Taliesin, whose words could heal all wounds and foretell the future. Cerridwen's pursuit of Gwion Bach represents the changing of the seasons and the changing nature of our own lives. She inspires us to transform, to make positive changes in our lives. She is the full embodiment of the divine feminine. So this week, remember to keep Cerridwen close to your heart. Remember, you have to let go of what is not working for you. Perhaps it's familiar, but it's just no longer working. And once you let go of that, then you have the space for something new and better to come into your life. So with that, I leave you for today. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.